1, 2, 3. Welcome to Dungeon Damsels, everybody! Yeah! This is our St. Patrick's Day special. That's why we're all green. And yes, I am Irish. Because people are going to wonder.
Ta-da! I am 4 different flavors of vanilla. I am Scottish, Irish, Danish, and English. So,
Emily,
you know, very sweet.
I was like, I have a very long list of different types of white. Because both of my grandmas were like, family history is the best thing ever. Let's go back 10 generations to 1000 AD. And I'm like, okay.
I guess the Irish and Islanders have a lot in common.
Yeah.
We keep on hearing coffee and trying to go back even further. They're like, oh, well, then maybe we can uncover more. And I'm like, before written history, they're like, oh, we can get there. You can get there if you try. And I'm like,
We can do this.
how many people do you guys know? And they're like, everyone.
It doesn't end. The list doesn't end.
But I won't wear it because it has a little person that looks sort of like a Beetlejuice character, like triangle mouth open, and it just says Tim is dumb on the inside. I'm like, it's not really Irish, but it is very British.
Anything?
I think it's a reference to one of my dad's friends. His friend made a button for him, and it's like, oh, here you go, Tim. Thanks for being our bassist. It just says Tim is dumb.
Yay.
That's beautiful.
But I have this though.
Actually, I know someone he's my friend. He did his family history. He's originally from Liberia, and apparently the reason why he came to the States is because his family escaped, civil war, and apparently his family line goes back to the last members of the royal family of what was Liberia before. So he's literally royalty,
He's the last prince.
Yeah, he's the last prince.
Just watch out. He's the next anime proton.
Ooh, super good. He's a super cool guy. So I'm like, all right, I'll come to you next time I need a table at Applebee's. Let's do this.
I'm the last prince of Libya. Oh, well, let's get you a nice table then, sir. Okay.
Does this make me louder?
It does. It does.
Okay.
Yeah, so Michael got called into work last second, so he'll come join us when he can. So,
Mckenna, hi.
Hello.
Okay, remember, you remember to be loud too, because you're so far away.
I'm trying.
Yeah, you can just hold on to the mic. Yeah,
Hello.
since you can just share it.
Come closer, my son. I have a message to tell thee.
Is this good?
Yes.
Okay.
So close.
Kind of.
Yeah, like I have the mic right in front of me. Alright, so we're doing a little bit of a recap. After several weeks in the caves beneath the mountains west of Gundrick, okay, the damsels emerge on the eastern edge of the Arcanic Empire. After weeks or centuries of underground, in Ciara's case. No, I don't think you're over 2 centuries. You're at least 100 though, because you're an elf.
Yeah, I actually wrote my age on you. Like, where's my ID?
Is it at the very top?
You should be like near the top.
Need your drink.
Yeah. I'm trying to see all these other numbers are here, and I'm like,
At the very top, it says like name, class, stuff.
Should have like height and weight in it too.
Yeah.
oh yeah, okay, that's on
This
this
one that doesn't have like anything
Yeah,
to
yeah,
stab
yeah.
in from unless you put it there.
Just shy of a century old. I'm 98 years old.
Okay.
Goodness,
So-
young people.
It is.
I have Keyanthi as 102. So she's the oldest now again?
Yeah. Yeah, she is.
Brienne was supposed to be like much older. I don't know what's going on there. Whatever.
After weeks, or almost a century underground, in Ciara's case, the fresh air and open sky are a huge change. It's nightfall now, so like the sun has like just set, so you can still see that little bit of like red in the sky, and then the stars are coming out, so they're starting to twinkle and things like that. Above you, the 2 moons float lazily through the night sky. At the eastern edge, you can see Arcturus, the twin to Etria, which is the planet you're on. So you see planet rise. The deep purple sky is painted in a tapestry of stars, and a milky haze glitters across the horizon. You guys head down, and then you exit the caves, and there's this trail that leads down into this valley that has lush trees. It's a healthy looking forest, and Keyanthi, it's just a little bit of flavor for you. as soon as you leave the cave, you feel something leave you. Like a coat being taken off. That like first experience of like your skin experiencing a colder temperature versus, the coat.
Yeah.
And you look behind you at the cave mouth and you see Briotracht, as you did in your visions in her humanoid form. She casts no shadow on the ground, so you figure this is just in your own vision.
Yeah.
And despite her being far away from you, you can hear her clearly in your head. She says, "This is the extent of my domain. My powers will still manifest in you, but I will be significantly more difficult to contact." The tattoos thrum on your hands, not in a painful way, but in a "I'm still here" way. Her voice echoes in your head, "Remember your goal. The sword, the sacred ground, and the dragons. Trust yourself. Listen to yourself. And you'll find the right course." And there's this, you feel kind of like this, almost like, a mantle in a way of responsibility setting on you, but it's like a comfortable sort of thing. You're like, okay, yeah, like, now I know, like, my direction and what I want to
Yeah,
do.
what to look for. Well, now I want to give Briotracht a hug as I'm leaving. Like, bye, Mom. I'm leaving on a quest. Have fun, sweetie.
Bye, Dark Mom.
Bye, Dark Mom. See you later.
Bye, Dark Mom. And Ciara, this is your first time being outside. Do you want to describe your experience?
It's a little bit anxiety-inducing like closer to the cave mouth. Like she sees the light and then she's like, "So I little red." Like she's just for a moment it's like, "Oh, her bottle red? Why is it blood everywhere? It's not blood. Wait, no, it's light. Wait." And it's like kind of hurts. And it's like kind of irritating. So she's like, "I feel like a headache. Oh no, that's my eyes hurting." And the sun is pretty much setting by the time she reaches the outside, and she's just like
Where's the
there's a
ceiling?
moment where she doesn't seem to want to leave the mouth of the cave. Like, that's a whole cave. She just looks up and is like, oh wow, all right. And she looks down. There's grass.
Yes. There's like, the soil here is sort of sandy and like gravelly. So like there's little like tufts of shrubbery. It's not necessarily grass. If you look down, you'll find grass in like the forested place. But like here, when you immediately leave the cave, it's still like a rocky surface. So you only get like the little bits of like shrub and lichen that pop up.
Yeah. It's still more greenery than she's probably seen in a while, or ever. I don't think she's ever been like to a sort of botany place.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just like, those are strange looking mushrooms. But then the trees you were mentioning.
You're talking to Kenny?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like,
wait.
No, that's a shrub. And he like runs his finger on there's lichen on the rock nearby, and this is called lichen. It's kind of alive, I think. And he like looks to Farius, and Farius isn't paying attention. He's like already looking at a different map.
He's already 2 miles ahead in his mind. I'm already there, guys.
And then Ellie is excited. I would think she would be like, "Be outside, yay!" And
Luna and Ellie hug.
yeah, they
outside.
We're outside, and she'll go and like say hi to every plant that she runs into because she missed plants.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Ciara is probably just really like, oh, that matches. And like, she does like a double take with the grass, and Ellie like, oh, it's like you. It's like,
yeah, it's like me. And then she'll like.
She's a little overstimulated, so when she leaves the mouth of the cave, it looks like she's somehow trying to find rocks that are large enough to hold on to.
feel like I'm gonna fall into the sky.
Like, if you've ever seen someone when they've gotten off a roller coaster for the first time or they're trying to get onto a roller coaster, they're like holding on to the platform for dear life. Like, yeah, no, if I just hold on to something, I won't go flying.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, she's just really like, this is happening.
Yep,
This is
this is happening. Yeah, one step at a time. Just, yeah, that's a rock.
And then eventually notices her and is like, hey, it's okay, just, here. And she, like, pulls out, like, a coat or something and, like, kind of puts it as, like, a hood over her eyes.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
So I can make a shade for you.
Thank you.
So you guys come to, you've kind of been in the forest for a little bit at this point, and it's settling into nighttime. You guys have been traveling, it's been a long time, and there's a clearing, and then the arcane boys stop, and one of them says, does this look like a good camping spot for you guys?
Doesn't look like a good camping spot.
Make a survival or nature check if you want to. Yeah, roll for me.
Ciara is
17.
More comfortable under the trees, but she's just staring at the canopy like...
Yeah.
Is there soft dirt?
Yeah, the area around is softer. You take some of the like pine needles and like shove them into like a little bed to like cushion the ground, and pick up some rocks and just toss them aside, and looks like you could all lie down around each other comfortably in this space. So it's as good as any space. The roots of the trees aren't overtaking the ground as much here, so you start setting up camp. The arcane boys are visibly more relaxed. Canaris just flops onto the grass and lets out this deep exhale. Narte joins him, and Farius just sits on like a rock. But he like who has really like a stiff like he's stiff. He loosens up a bit. Camp is set up, dinner is served. All of you scrape at the bottom of your bags to find that this is the last of your rations, but thankfully you're out of the caves. There is a low hum of insect sounds as the night prevails, and the air sits at a pleasant, mild temperature as it is now in late spring. You hear Narte and Canaris kind of like talking to themselves offhandedly, like, do you think we're by Danu? I don't know, I've never been this far. I mean, I've only been to Bencote. That's the trade port. No one comes here. Do you think... Didn't you say your ex-fiance was here? Don't talk about my ex-fiance. But she did kind of like pat Predators off to that, and you look. Farius is nearby them, but he's looking at the stars. Now you finally have a moment to breathe.
Breathe real air.
Breathe real air. Actually, like, relax. You feel like you're pretty safe now for, you're not in the caves, not in immediate danger. Things are you have time to, if you want to do little campfire scenes, you can do them.
We're out where the animals are scared of humanoids.
Yes.
Wait, there are animals?
And it's like, well, there's lots of animals around. They're just hiding because we're people and they're scared of us.
True. As long as no bats come flying around, we'll be very happy. So Keyanthi is just...
Ciara's fine with that. I like bats.
Oh.
Used to. Ciara is probably staring like, she's seeing the canopy, but then when she starts seeing lights above, she's like, what is that? She sees the stars and she just... And like, it hurts her neck after a long time, so she just like lays back. She sits up every so often when she hears like little...
Ring around here. But she just keeps being like, that sounds great. That sounds great, love. I love it. Sounds great. Just staring.
Alright, guys, give me 1 second, because I was originally...
Never seen the stars. So she's like, I don't know what it is, but it looks amazing. This is amazing!
Then Keyanthi will sit next to Ciara and enjoy the stars with her. Are you enjoying yourself, Ciara?
And she's like sort of like nodding her head. She's quite terrified actually, but this is the nice part, I think.
I would think it is the nice part. It's also very quiet. You can see just how much space is up there.
I bet there's crickets. So she's like, oh, there's this loud pitch sound though. That's kind of like great.
Yeah, just like, oh yeah, the crickets are about that big. Little bugs. Like, you've seen insects. You know what insects are. Oh.
Yeah, I know them.
Yeah, they're like that, but they sting by rubbing their legs together. Or is it rubbing their legs on their legs?
They're doing that. I don't know. Why do they do that? Do you happen to know?
I have to Google it.
I think it's so they attract
Communication?
Pull out your phone and Google.
Yeah.
Make a nature check.
Oh, make a nature check. There you go.
Okay.
I know. Okay. I was going to say something in character. Maybe I should do a nature check to know if I know it in character.
14.
Yeah.
She don't know a thing. Let's do it.
I mean, it could be
I
anything.
don't know exactly.
Yeah.
It could be like,
Roll the 15.
to like say this is where the good grass is. It could be this is where enemies are. It could be like, hey, single ladies, I'm here.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that enemies or predators are there because they would be quiet. They would not want to draw attention to themselves. It wouldn't be that enemies or predators are there because they would be quiet. They would not want to draw attention to themselves. But yeah, probably just to attract mates. A lot of sounds that you hear in nature are just animals trying to get laid, honestly.
Oh.
Wait, really?
Romantic. Where's that romantic?
Oh.
That tracks. Okay, that tracks.
So one of the, I don't even have my dice. What is wrong with me? What?
Nothing, you're absolutely fabulous, darling. You're doing great.
Thanks. Mckenna, roll a d4 for me just to see.
Okay.
This is how I just pick which of the arcane boys comes in.
3.
3? Okay. It'd be Narte.
Okay.
Narte comes over and he's like, hey, so we're the Arcanic Empire now, which is good. And we kind of need to get back to our jobs. And I need to get back to my family so I can get in contact with Ablana's family so I can tell them that Ablana was kidnapped by demons. Also that Serena's dead. He kind of makes a face like that's gonna be a bad experience like this. Anyway.
Don't envy your job.
Yeah, I don't either. Do you guys know what you want to do next? What's the plan at this point?
Keyanthi wants to ask, do you need any help with contacting Serena's family? I don't want to have that whole burden on yourself.
He's like, I don't even know Serena's family. Honestly, like, I think that might be better done by you guys.
My mother said that she would write to her father.
Okay, well then that's that. I don't need to do that then. That works. Probably be better getting a letter from another high elf than from an arcane elf, because he'd be like,
That's true.
what is this?
I feel like she's a wood elf. I don't know how you receive that.
I don't know elven politics, because the Empire is a different
you just know
entity.
he's stuffy and annoying.
Out of character, how does he not know elven politics if he's like a spy for a living?
He
knows drow politics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like the Arcanic Empire is like a different entity. So, I mean, I guess that wasn't like the best answer. Like, he would know like general, let me see,
It's kind of like knowing high society politics versus like workman society politics.
Yeah.
It's like, you know better than to wear this or that. You know better than to say this or that. To do specific movements, to address people, how to address people, how to ask for things without asking for them. It's a different kind of politics.
Yeah, like he knows how Arcane Elves do politics in how they behave, and he doesn't know like the little idiosyncrasies of like the Wood Elves and the High Elves, because the Arcane Elves and Wood Elves and High Elves don't actually interact a lot because they're also on unfriendly terms because it's a turf war. Like, so,
Oosh.
but it's been a long going turf war because there's a natural barrier called the Fey Forest, which is basically a different plane of existence. So like there's like there are only like 2 points that the like High Elves could potentially try to attack from, but the Arcane Elves have held those chokeholds for a long time. And then then the Sun Elves came in, and so that's really who the High Elves have been occupied with for the past century, because they're like, you should join us in our foreign war. And the High Elves are like, we don't want to be. And then it's like a divided opinion on which principality says yes to that and which principality doesn't say yes to it. It's like Skyrim.
Lots of stuff having fun.
Yeah. Anyway, politics. Ellie, okay, at this point, Ellie would say, oh, well, I want to go to the capital because that's where Eilmace is.
Yeah.
So I guess we'd want to go there.
Yes, and I need to figure out more about my mission for Briotrac. Find out what I can do about, well, Dragon Grandpa. I think that's a fun way to belittle him when behind his back. But she also is looking behind her back to make sure we didn't hear her.
Grandpa.
I think it was
Grandpa! That's a Pokemon!
Drampa.
It is?
That's a Pokemon!
Who's that?
I think we have a dragon father or a dragon daughter. Or we've gone over this, but yeah. Anyway, so okay. Well, I mean, these two are generally going to the capital. I'm gonna gather supplies and then head up to my family. So I'll be with you guys a little longer.
You sure you don't want to meet my brother?
Do you know, what's the nearest town so we can find more food?
Oh, it's let me think. More Farius says this because he's doing.
He has the map, he's still the map.
Yeah, he pulls it. He's the map guy. He's Mohr.
Map man.
It's a mining town.
Oh.
Yeah. Mining and hunting.
And Ciara is sort of like, would she know where to start for searching for her father, or?
No.
Capital's probably her best bet at that point, but
Yeah,
she's
the
like,
capital's like her best bet. I'll just tell like DM to PC. Like I don't have anything right now, so. But like I'm lining up my dice.
Open book.
We'll improvise it.
yes!
You will get clues, just not yet.
Discoverable.
Let's get arrested! No, okay.
That's the other game.
Yeah.
What happens? Ah, yes, get in trouble.
Well,
I've
been a cop, and
I totally bet.
Tasty.
Can I just say, I'm so worried about Mara. All you guys, you all went out for milkshakes. Mara she's been, what's it called? She's been muzzled, handcuffed, and she's been thrown in jail.
yeah.
And she doesn't like herself. She's not going to take it well. She's not going to take it well. So I'm worried about her.
I've talked about
all week.
Michael. I mean, I've talked to Michael about like a continuation of Monster Hearts, and he's like, I don't know what to do. Mara's in jail.
I mean, she could get bail and then it's the next day.
I'll talk to Michael, because I'll tell him what's going on in jail and what could happen. Then maybe we can.
Oh gosh, we do like Monster Hearts in juvie.
No,
a future friend.
Awesome.
Listen. I'll talk to Michael. I'll figure something out.
Okay. So
Anyway, Poor
Best
Mara.
part.
We're just gonna end it on that. Now back to elves everywhere.
Alright, so
And back to our program.
Elves and dragons, or Dungeons and Elves, whatever this actually is.
you guys settle down for the night. And, well, who wants to do
Dibs on first watch.
First watch. Yeah, do watch.
Okay.
Do watch, you
Super.
watch.
Dibs.
Okay.
She doesn't feel comfortable enough to sleep, so she's like, I'll do mine first watch. Yeah.
I don't think she'll be able to sleep during the day though, but alright.
Alright, so during the first watch, it's quiet, it's calm, the air is, it's not as still as you're used to it being. You're used to just like very little air current underground, and so when there's just this slight breeze, you're like, whoa.
It tickles
you're
your
like
skin.
hyper aware of it because you're just not used to that, and there's just a lot of unfamiliar sounds because this is a forest, and at night forests are not quiet, and it's spring, so there's lots of bugs, and they're all saying hello. So
Oh god, there's probably deer. Oh god, they're the worst. Fun fact. Not Kiara, me. Hate deer. Hate them. They're terrifying. They always sneak up on you. They're scary.
Then it
And
could
they'll
be a
headbutt
giant
you.
deer now.
Oh god.
So, yeah, they make the most messed up sounds. So it's like, next to coyotes, they're like, we didn't know what sound we wanted them to make. But you know what? They make all of these. They give them a piccolo and,
It's like foxes.
I don't know,
The fox
Vaseline,
song.
a glove, and a giant bass. And it's like, they make all these sounds.
Scary.
yeah, we used to have coyotes by where Michael and I used to live. So like at 2 in the morning, they'd be like, yip, 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 yip. And Michael was like, what are those? And I'm like, those are coyotes. He's like, oh.
They're
Why do
really
they
bad
make
at
so
being
many
dogs.
sounds?
Yeah. So you will hear like the occasional bat chirp, and you hear owls hooting, and you in the distance you hear a pack of wolves howling. It's far off. And you see just there are bugs attracted to your fire, so you see them kind of
And they get burned up in the fire.
and everything goes on smoothly. It's quiet, and nothing crazy happens. And
Miracles upon miracles. Nothing happens.
To sort of soothe her, she probably ends up using her familiar to like sort of fly around the place just in case. She's like, okay, there's too many animal sounds. I don't know what they look like. I only hear them. Here, you go scope it out in case it's a person making weird sounds and freaking me out.
oh, okay. Make a perception check with your
Your little buddy.
buddy, your familiar, with Oculus.
And that is a 9 plus perception. 3. That's 12.
Okay, yeah, he flies around, and he reports, like, you see the same stuff. You fly up, you can see more of the valley and the splendor of the stars. You hear more of the wolves. They sound really big for wolves. You're like, huh, okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Then it comes back down, and it's the same sort of thing, you know, nothing you wouldn't expect from a forest. So
But it's absolutely everything, like all this.
yeah,
to Kiara.
definitely
So
sensory
I think
overload
she's so
for her.
taken with everything she's seeing that by the time the next watch comes, like, she's just like, shh. All right, your turn, good night. It's just so much. She's probably only seen quarters of this in tapestries and books and paintings, and for her to have it real and tangible and right there is a lot for her to take in, because she never thought at all of this of her life. So there's a point where she just has this moment of like calm serenity, and it just sort of overwhelms her emotionally. So she just very quietly like right, it's new.
I can handle
Who's
this.
next after her?
Let me just quit Discord on this side. Do you want to take it? We can have one of the arcane boys take it. It's up to.
I mean, I'll go.
Okay, you go.
You do it again. Okay, so then Keyanthi is going to like tap Ciara on the shoulder, like, all right, Ciara, it's time for you to take your rest too.
Right. All right, you, good night. Just sort of scribbles off.
Oh,
Luna's the only person who sleeps.
Yeah, that's not weird.
she needs it.
Yeah, I need my sleep.
Yeah, you need the longer rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Keyanthi, you take your watch, make your perception check.
Oh boy, we love perceiving all the time. Perceiving is one of our favorite hobbies. That tiny little number, I swear. Nonsense, that's what it is. Ooh. I perceive a lot. I perceived 14.
14. Breathe in.
Then he perceives.
You can smell this pine needles and feel the breeze on your skin and hear the many animals in the forest. You could swear you heard like a horse whinny, but you don't see any horses nearby, so you're like, whatever, maybe they're wild horses.
I'm having flashbacks to that kelpie that almost killed me in that dream.
You're like, kind of like wrap your arm a little tighter around yourself. You're like,
A little iffier on horses now.
And your watch passes without issue, and that for just pushing things along. That the same thing. You guys have a quiet night, and then morning comes. You arise. Ciara, it is so bright. So bright.
Oh
gosh, you can't even open your eyes all the way. You're like, just take the cloak that Luna gave you and just wrap your head up, because you're like, I don't even know what to do.
Is there any way that I could like
croaky look?
think of any way to simulate like the tempted lenses that like she's seen other drow that she knows where, or is there just not have the stuff for that?
Did I steal anything? Was I smart enough?
I don't think she has
An umbrella, or did we just talk about getting you an umbrella?
unless one of them you I mean, like, no, not really. You, like, the best thing you could do is, like, give her, like, a hat, and then, like, give her, like, one of your fancy dresses that has the, like, see-through fabric on it as, like, a veil.
Okay, she'll pull out her, like, her blue dress that has, like, the, I don't know, chiffon.
Yeah.
Or...
And then, okay, so, like, and I guess this would be, like, almost like tying a knot. So you can do
Just
survival
like
or intelligence.
For now, I'll do survival, and she'll give herself guidance, because she wants to
be walking around like Rika from Kingdom Hearts with a bandana and a black hood.
There you go, you'll need it.
19.
Okay, so you take the, like, there's a built-in, like, ribbon to, like, cinch the waist in, and so you take that and kind of tie it around her head, and it's functional. It kind of looks ridiculous because, like, you kind of coiled the dress into, like, this turban type thing and then, like, pulled some of it out to, like, drape it over her face.
With bright blue.
With, like, bright blue, and then you, like, took, the hood you had before and then, like, tied it under her chin so it could kind of all stay together. So, like, it's functional. She just looks ridiculous. And, like, you see Farius as a fox, and he's giving you, like, the most judgmental eyes, like, what are you doing? And
well, do you have sunglasses you can lend? Or are willing to lend?
he just, like, kind of, like, turns around.
That's my thought.
Marius, I hope you're only staring at me the way you stared at the mushrooms. She knows she looks ridiculous. She sits there. I probably look insane. Farius, yeah, I take that. I think I look like a mushroom. Top heavy.
Kenny is a dog, and his dog form has this. It's actually pretty cool. His dog armor. It's made of this like flexible leather, and the back along the spine has these little plates, and then his head has like a little cap, and it has little holes for the ears. So, like, he looks like an adorable war dog, and he wags his tail, and...
You're the cutest war dog.
And,
war dog.
everyone just pets him because he's white and fluffy, and then Ellie gives in and also is like, who's the cutest dog? And he gives him scooches. There's a moment where it's, like, a little weird because, like...
We all know he's a person.
We all know he's a person, but, you know, like, his dog brain makes it a little better. And, you guys look around for Narte.
Narte?
He's not there.
Hi, this is Tiffany, your DM. Thank you for watching Dungeon Damsels. This is not the end of the session, so please stay tuned for the next part. We update on Tuesdays and Saturdays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're interested in supporting us more, please push the subscribe button, like, or comment. We also have a Patreon, wink wink nudge nudge, and our show is in podcast form. You can find us on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Podbean, Spotify, and plenty of other podcast platforms. Thanks, we hope to hear from you soon.